Okay, so I watched season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. This is like a continuation of what I did literally one video ago. If you go to my page, you see like a video, whatever. I've watched season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul after like 7 years. I kind of forgot what it's about. I saw a video. It seemed good. It seemed more in depth than I could remember, so I rewatched it. Season 1, like only season 1. I'm going to watch season 2 like in a bit, but for now we're talking about season 1. Great, absolutely amazing. I knew it was great, and it didn't disappoint at all. I I I feel like I made scenes in my head that weren't even in the show. I remember stuff that wasn't even in the show, like certain torture parts of Kaneki. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched it, watch it. I'm going to spoil a lot of stuff. Be prepared. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I remembered certain torture scenes that weren't even there, which was very crazy, but it was very good. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. I'm just very surprised and happy because normally if you know a show is good and you watch it after, it's not as good as the first time you watched it. That was not the case for me. I thought it was great. Kaneki's character development, the whole ghoul society thing, the integration in society. I think I got more respect for ghouls as people. It's just very weird how you're first a human. In the first episode, you're a human, right? You are a human, obviously, but you're rooting for humans and you're scared of ghouls. And literally after episode 2, you're for ghouls and against humans because of those. And specifically that character with the white hair that looks like a mad scientist. Crazy, like just switch. Another thing that did very well was layering of events. There wasn't a point where it wasn't hype, where I wasn't waiting for the next thing. Obviously, it's a short anime. It's also a short season, so that's not really possible, I think. But still, I thought it was great. Things just kept happening, and also the skill like grew, right? Because first it was just like their district, and now other districts came into play, and it just became like a war basically. And it's skilled up at the right pace for me, where I could enjoy it and it wasn't overwhelming. It kind of reminded me like Attack on Titan, where you have a lot of questions, but the hype just keeps going up. It reminded me of. It's not on the same level as Attack on Titan. Nothing is on the same level as Attack on Titan, but it reminded me of it. The scaling of this stuff, the scaling of events, and going deeper and broader in terms of stakes. Very well done. Something I took from the series was when Kaneki's in the torture room and he has two people that are cleaning up his blood basically, and they're telling him like, yeah, you'll be fine, we'll get you out of here, don't worry. And he kind of smiles. He's like, okay, I'll keep hope. And then he wakes up. That was not a dream, by the way. He got tortured again and like passed out, I think. He wakes up, and those two people that are sort of his friends, is a girl and a boy, were in a relationship. They're in love, right? They're right in front of him, like screaming and stuff, with bandages around their mouth, and they're like, and Jason, the torturer, is right there, and he's literally standing behind Kaneki, like, you have to pick one of them to die. Pick one of them. And Kaneki's there, like, mind blown. He's already mind blown because he's tortured, and he's like, no, I can't pick because then I'll be a murderer. Jason walks up to the pair and picks up the girl, right? Mind you, the boy, when they're both like lying down, the boy's looking at Kaneki like, I'm ready to die. Pick me, right? The girl doesn't need to die. Pick me. He's giving him eyes. And Kaneki, I don't know if he noticed this because he's just so overwhelmed, but I think he saw it, but he just couldn't tell. He just didn't want to say that because that would make him a murderer. He didn't want to make the choice. Jason walks up to the girl, grabs her neck, right? And he's like squishing proper hard, and she's like choking. And the guy's there like, bro, pick me, pick me. Right? It's like the band-aid, also the thing on his mouth is falling off. He's like, pick me, please. And Kaneki's there. He's just looking at the situation, and he can't decide. He's just there. analyzing, and it's a moral thing, right? He's like, no, I don't want to be a murderer. I can't pick. And Jason there, you have to pick, or else I'm killing them both. And he's squishing harder, and the guy just leaves looking at Kaneki, and he needs to make a decision, and he doesn't make a decision. Jason keeps like pulling harder, keeps going, and she's dead. You hear her neck snap, and she's dead. She doesn't move. The guy disbelieve, and then he's just mad. He's like bubbles all over his mouth, like in anger. He just can't believe that Kaneki didn't make that decision. And Kaneki's still there, half in the moment, half in the past, where he still has to make a decision. I think that's what his eyes telling me. And he just can't believe it. Like, what happened? Jason walks up to the guy, he picks him up, and just, puts like this blade thing through like his I can't pronounce it. Kagune through his like stomach, and he's dead as well. You could see the rage in his eyes before he got killed, right? He couldn't believe Kaneki couldn't make that decision. He was so mad. And now, luckily he's dead. I think it would have killed Kaneki himself. Kaneki sitting there couldn't believe it. And when I watched that for the first time, I remembered that. When I was watching it last night, I remembered. No, wait. Fuck. When I was watching it last night, I remembered what I thought when I was watching that when I was 13. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let's just, think about it a little deeper. Anyway, what my 13-year-old brain was thinking, I was like, okay, I need to make decisions. It doesn't matter how hard, I might end up with nothing if I don't make a decision. And a certain feeling came with that memory, and I felt that again when I was watching it last night, which was pretty awesome. Have you ever had this experience with your dad where you're in like a candy shop or just like a store basically, and he makes you pick between two things and you haven't really decided, and because of your indecisiveness you get nothing? Like my dad looks at me, he's like, did you make a decision? And I'm like, no, I can't decide. I'm still picking and it's kind of deciding, swaying between. It's like, okay, then you don't want it, we'll leave. And then we left and I didn't have anything. That's what made me think about it. Yeah, so that's kind of what I got from season 1. I need to watch season 2. I'm also gonna read the manga of season 2. So watching the anime and reading the manga, not at the same time, one after the other. First the anime, then the manga, and see which one is better and if it's really something to look at. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.